David, you are the best. Okay,
I had
so
the
now
best professor. I had the best professor in the school.
okay, so now with division. Division, remember, we multiply, we create the smart one of the complex number in the denominator, in our case is 2 minus 3i. 2 minus 3i. And the rest is easy. Multiplication, the top, bottom, right? Let's doing step by step. I prefer doing the bottom because it's easier. 2 times 2 is 4. And 2 times minus 3i is minus 6i. 3i times 2 is plus 6i. And here is minus 9. As always, used to happen, well, this cancel out that part. I know, okay, I squared is negative 1. Therefore, negative 1 and this negative 1 together become positive. Those are 4 plus 9, 13. And the answer of the bottom part is 13. And this is expecting, because remember, we are doing the multiplication. One complex number times its conjugate. And when you are doing this special product, the answer is real. Okay? And the top, no. And the top, no. Why not? Because it's no family. It's no conjugate. It's completely arbitrary complex number. So it's negative 2 times positive 2 is negative 4. Negative 2 times negative 3i is positive 6i. Positive 6 times 2 is 12, positive 12i. And finally, 6i times negative 3 is negative 18i squared. One more time, it's a classical. When we are doing the multiplication, we always found I squared, and you replace I squared for negative 1. So say we have negative 4 plus 6i plus 12i plus 18. Again, the same situation. Double and minus become positive. Now ready. We are ready to combine like term. 18 minus 4, 14. Real. And 6i and 12, 18i. So far, my answer is 14 plus 18i divided by 13. And in my opinion, the more elegant way to express this answer is like that. 14 over 13, so you split this common denominator, 18 over 13i. Boom, final answer. End the story. Any question? No problema with the arithmetic of the complex number? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, conjugate, power. No problema. Okay, let's move on then. See, you have no question. To super important part, que es easy, pero important, que es de quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. You see with me in the intermediate algebra, the student can take with me intermediate algebra. However, it's important, super important. It's important because we are doing today. However, we continue doing throughout the course every day. I promise. To the last day, we finish solving the quadratic equation. So you need to be strong in solution of the quadratic equation. What is the quadratic equation? It's an equation like that. This is the standard form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. Let's standard when the right-hand side is 0. Right-hand side is 0. And you organize the left-hand side, que está apart, and descending order of the degree. Degree 2, degree 1, degree 0. Because this is x to the 0. But no, nobody write that. Okay? The only exponent que is necessary to write is the second. And A, B, and C are coefficients. And the coefficients always are real numbers. Except one restriction, que A is not zero. The reason que es not zero is because suppose que this guy is missing in the equation. Entonces this equation is no quadratic equation, it's a linear equation. Entonces the super important guys, the super important term in this equation is A, is the quadratic. That is the reason que receive the name of the quadratic equation. B and C maybe are missing in one special cases, but in general no. So now guys, keep in mind that this is ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0 is the standard form. And to solving any quadratic equation, first of all, you need to express it in standard. Okay, sometimes and the problem is given completely disorganized equation. No, you organize first, put in a standard, and you start solving the equation. Okay, let's study some special case in which, for example, b is 0. What happens when the b is 0? When the b is 0. When the b is 0, when that part is missing, the best way for solving the quadratic equation is using one method that's called using square root. Square root method or square root property. Some book call it property, another book call it method. But it's easy. Look at that. Example 1. Suppose x squared minus 4 equal to 0. Okay, you see A is 1. Look, A is 1. In this equation, compare this equation and the standard. B is 0 is missing. Okay, this is exactly the idea that I want to discuss it now. When the B is 0, it's a particular, and C is negative 4. Wait. So the best way, in my opinion, is solving by square root method. Look, square root method is easy. It looks like similar to the linear equation that you solve for x. You move forward to the right hand side and you apply square root both sides, because I know a square power and a square root undoes each other, cancel out. This is x and this is square root 4 and square root 4 is 2. However, you need to consider the two solutions, plus and minus. Okay, this is the part the student forgot. Two solutions, plus and minus. Okay. Another point of view to understand this plus and minus. Why plus and minus, professor? Suppose that some students don't know that method, square root, and solving by factorization. You immediately realize that this looks like a difference of a square, like that. And the factorization difference of a square is the famous formula that I suppose that everyone knows very well. It's a plus b times a minus b. So now, as you are doing the factorization here, you have a square root x squared is x, a square root 4 is 2, plus or minus. You separate into linear equation using the zero factor property. X plus 2 equals 0. That means that x is negative 2 and x minus 2 gets the second factor equals 0. Entonces es x positive 2. And we get the same conclusion. As the solution is two solutions, and plus or minus 2. You can represent separately negative 2 and positive 2. Oh, much better, compact, plus or minus 2. So now, this looks like too long process. However, this is a shortcut. You isolate the x squared, apply square root both sides, and square root the number, in this case is 2, and you attach plus or minus two sides, because I know this 5 gets plus or minus. Always, 100%, you solving the equation using this method. Everyone follow me? Example 2. Example 2 is similar. X squared plus 9 equals 0. I realize a quadratic equation, b is 0. I can do that using the square root method. You isolate the square root, in this case minus 9, apply square root both sides. X alone is equal, and square root negative number, I know it's imaginary, it's 3i. Because remember, how are we solving that? Well, this is I, square root 9, and square root 9 is 3i. But in the particular case, the quadratic equation, when you apply square root, you put dollar sign, plus or minus 3i. And this is the answer. Two solutions, both are imaginary. Plus or minus 3i. You can write like that, or you can write like that. Solution set 3i, comma, minus 3i. And the ordering is not important. So you put the minus first and the plus second, it's the same, because it's a set. In the set, when you're talking about set, it doesn't matter the order. The order is not important. And no repetition. Example 3. Everyone follow me, guy? Let me feedback, because I am concerned that you don't understand and you are shy and you don't ask me a question. Don't interrupt me. Say, you interrupt me when you want. Everyone follow me? Okay? It's okay, Yamin?
Yeah.
Okay, super.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, example 3 is similar, a little bit more complicated. Suppose you have the equation. X plus 9 square plus 16 equal to 0. It's a quadratic equation, of course, it's a quadratic equation. There are many ways to do this problem. For example, one student say, well, professor, I foil this part, I put in a standard. No. I take advantage. Because somebody know me doing the factorization of this part. And using the same idea of the square root. Look, you isolate that part. You move 16 to the other side, and you apply square root, because I take advantage. I know. Square root and square power together endorse each other. So I copy this without square root, without square power, and here is for I. Because it's negative, no? And plus or minus. Finally, so for X is, I move 9 to the right-hand side like a minus 9, plus or minus 4i. Wow, this is the answer. It's a complex number. Okay. Now, if you want, for example, to visualize separately, the solution set is negative 9 plus 4i, one solution, comma, negative 9 minus 4i is the second solution. That's it. End the story. Either way, I prefer that way because it's more compact. Okay. And Alex maybe say, so you have more than one solution separated by comma. So say you cannot use it. But in the written test, you can leave it out. Okay, example 4 is similar. Is P plus 10 squared equal to 100. Now in this case, the only difference is I change the variable P. But it's the same. Okay, we can expand this. You can, of course, but more complicated, too long. I saw square power and directly you apply the square root method. This is P plus 10 without power, exponent, no exponent, disappear, and you focus in the square root 200. Well, in this case, it's different. It's positive. Inside the radical, so we expect real solution. And the square root 200, well, is you separate, you break it down 200 like a 2 and 100. And the square root 2 and the square root 100 is 10. At least that part is 10. Entonces 10, radical 2, ¿no? Es de is the simplification this radical. And plus or minus. Don't forget always that you apply the square root method plus or minus. Finally, P, solve for P, que is our variable, is minus 10 plus or minus 10 radical 2. Okay, and this is the answer. In this case, look, is different to this. Why? Because this number is not complex. This number is real. The only problem is this number is irrational. Irrational because somehow involve radical 2, because radical 2 is irrational. Irrational. It's real, but it's irrational. In this case, no. In this case, it's complex. You want to write, for example, the solution set. This is not mandatory. You want. You copy like that. Minus 10 plus 10 radical 2, comma, minus 10 radical 2. Okay? How do you feel in that part? How do you feel? How do you feel in that part? Okay, so far, we studied quadratic equation. We studied the most elementary method for solving the quadratic equation, is using the square root method. And the square root method is useful only when the b is 0. See, b is not 0, not good. And we're using the quadratic formula or the completed square. Okay, I want to explain the completed square. What's the reason? Okay, I explain completed square. Because completed square for solving the quadratic equation seldom we are using, because we have one fantastic tools for solving the quadratic equation, is the quadratic formula. I promise you we practice in a few seconds. However, I need to know completed square because we are using throughout the course, not exactly in the chapter 1, but in the other chapter, in the chapter 2, we're using the completed square. What is the completed square idea? Let me explain in detail the method for solving the quadratic equation by completing the square. Okay. Method. Let me explain the idea behind completed square. There are trinomials like that. Or like that. Okay, they are perfect square. Perfect square trinomial. What mean that? Well, I have no idea. When you factorization this guy, you open two parentheses, you apply the square root, this is x, and you try to find the combination. The combination is obvious, 2 and 2. Because 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 plus 2 is 4. It's a coincidence, it's 4, 4. And the sign is plus, plus. They are twin brothers, and you can write in that way. Okay? Look at the second example. The second example is, well, open two parentheses, x, and this is 5, 5. Because 5 times 5 is 25, if 5 plus 5 is 10. And this saying, in this case, the sign is negative. Because this sign is the sign que control the sign of the factorization. I suppose that this sign is always positive. If it's perfect square. This is the most important characteristic. And this is x minus 5. The majority of the trinomial is not perfect square. It's obvious. No. But we enforce it to be perfect square. What is the mathematical relationship between, okay, look, the formula is, if the number here in the C is equal b over 2 squared, let me check in that situation. B, in this example, is 4. 4 divided by 2 always is 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 2 squared is 4. It's exactly the same of this guy. And this is the magic formula. Let's see in the second. In the second, B is 10. I don't care the sign. The sign is not important. B divided by 2 is 5. Sorry. Divided by 2 is 5. And 5 squared is 25. Exactly the same number here. Entonces, the important formula is this. B divided by 2 squared. Another trinomial, suppose another example. Wow. Another trinomial case like that, suppose. X squared plus 4x plus 10. Wow, this is no perfect square trinomial. No perfect square. However, we can transform a little bit. No perfect square. How? Well, you, for example, copy that part and ignore temporary 10. Ignore 10. And you find here the magic number. Okay, this is 10. You put 10 outside the game. And you try to find the magic number que complete the square. It's obvious that the magic number que complete the square is 4, right? We did before. Okay, we did this example. So we need 4. However, we have no 4. But when you introduce artificially that 4, this trinomial is perfect square. And the factorization is x plus 2 squared plus 10. Okay, entonces this expression, guys, is equivalent to this expression. Suppose in the test you have this quadratic equation. Yeah, you have to solve it by completing the square. And the test, in the reading test on paper, there are one question that you need to mandatory solve it by that method. So you solve it by another method that you prefer, no credit. So I say solve it by completing the square. So what is the manipulation? Well, the manipulation is similar to this. Well, I propose you this idea. You bring down x squared plus 4x. I put a box. And this box is the magic number that complete the square. And this 10 you move to the right hand side like a minus 10, and you put exactly the same box because you introduce artificially that number that we need to complete the square. You put on the right hand side the same number in order to keep the equilibrium of the equation. Now the factorization, this guy, is x plus 2 squared. And here we have minus 6. Now ready to apply the square root method. Exactly the same we are doing before. You apply square root both sides. I know the square and the square power undo each other. And we have plus or minus. Don't forget. Go ahead.
On the right.
I don't understand you. Your voice is ba. I will try to speak slowly near the microphone.
Yeah, it'll be an imaginary number.
Absolutely. Yes, it's I. It's I, radical 6, and radical 6 stay the same because 6, 6 is only 2 and 3. We have no couple of factors here. I leave it like that. So x is equal, finally, so for x is minus 2 plus or minus I radical 6. And this is my final answer. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, guys, so we are learning now a second method for solving quadratic equation. And the name of this method is by completing the square. Okay, by completing the square. Okay, let's see another example. Another example by completing the square. Okay, suppose this is my first example. Well, okay, let's say doesn't matter. Okay, another example of the completed square. Suppose x squared plus 6x plus 18 is equal to 0. And they want que you solving by completed square. Okay, I obey this old command. Entonces, what is the organization? The organization, well, you bring down x squared, you bring down 6x. Entonces, now I need to complete the square. Therefore, I need to enforce in the situation to put the magic number here. I completed the square. Entonces, 18 do not participate in this game. I move 18 to the right-hand side. And the new number I introduce is, see, I put in the left, I put in the right in order to keep the equilibrium for the equation. The magic number, remember the formula is b divided by 2 squared. This is the formula. B in our example is 6. 6 divided by 2 squared. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Okay, this is the magic number, 9. 9. I put 9 in both sides. Now I know that the factorization is trinomial is perfect square. Now I enforce it to be perfect square, is x plus 3. Where I come from this 3 is a square root 9. Where I come from this x is a square root x squared. 9 squared is equal, now subtraction is negative 9. Now ready to apply square root both sides. X plus 3 without square root and square is equal plus or minus 3i. And x alone is minus 3 plus or minus 3. Final answer. Okay, this is a solution for the completed square. My recommendation is don't do that, except que es mandatory do it that way, because the course expects you know that part because we are using in the other chapter. However, in my opinion, the most efficient way for solving the quadratic equation is using the quadratic formula. I want to explain right now. Okay? Ready, guy? I want to raise the board. Okay. Okay. The most efficient way for solving quadratic equation is using quadratic formula. Okay. What is quadratic equation? Ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. And the quadratic formula is minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Everything divided by 2a. Okay? So this formula is derivative of this. Under the supposition que my equation is expressed in estándar. Si es expressed en no estándar, entonces you need to manipulate a little bit, put in estándar, entonces you determine who is A, B, and C. Okay? Let's see example. Example 1 of the quadratic formula is important. X squared plus x plus 5 equal to 0. Suppose in the test I put something like that. Solve this quadratic formula. Okay, easy. This formula, this equation is already expressed in standard. I realize that. Entonces immediately I determine who is A, who is B, and who is C. A is 1. Is the coefficient
A
here.
is 1, B is 1, and C is 5.
Absolutely perfect. A is 1, exactly Jasmine say. B is 1, Okay, and C is a 5, positive 5. Plug it in where? In the quadratic equation, no? The equation say minus B, in our specific example is minus 1 plus and minus square root 1 square minus 4 multiplication by A get 1 multiplication by C get 5. Everything divided by 2 times 1 because A is 1. So my recommendation is just plugging in that value into the quadratic formula. Now you focus in the expression inside the radical. It's the first according to the order of operation. So 1 square and 1 minus 4 multiplication by 1 and 4 multiplication by 5 is 20 and subtraction is negative 19. Okay. Now, when you have negative 19, you compute the square root. This is square root. This is square root, of course. Negative 19. You know that when you have negative inside, the square root is imaginary. And 19, you know, is prime number, so we cannot simplification anymore. Now, we continue. It's negative 1 plus or minus. I did that part because I radical 19 divided by 2. Because 2 times 1 is 2, no? Okay. You can leave it like that. Yeah, you can, but much better, in my opinion, is separate, split this common denominator because I saw that this is a complex number. This is a complex number. You separate, for example, the real part is 1/2. Okay, and the imaginary part is radical 19 over 2, no? I. Okay, some people, I don't know why, prefer, this is perfect. Some people prefer expressing in different way, negative 1/2 plus or minus I, radical 19 over 2. This is the same. It's the same. So the I you put in the first place or in the last place. Either way, this is the same. In this case, the solution is complex solution. Okay. Quadratic formula, guys, is the most efficient way. So, in my opinion, my recommendation is, see, there are no restrictions in the question. A free method. We can select. You always using quadratic formula. Well, see, the question say completely square because they want you know. You need to demonstrate. Can you know the method of the quadratic equation? Let's do it that way. Okay, suppose this. X squared plus X plus 1. It's already in standard. To determine ABC. Well, in this case, it's easy. Everything is 1. 1. Plugging in into the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula, I want to repeat again. Negative B plus or minus square root B squared minus 4AC. Everything divided by 2A. This is negative 1 because B is 1. Well, everything is 1. Plus or minus square root 1 squared minus 4 times 1 times 1 divided by 2 times 1. Okay, make it soon because I want to focus it on the expression inside the radical. Is according to the order of operation the high priority. This is 1 squared is 1 minus 4 times 1 times 1 is 4. Subtraction is minus 3. And the square root minus 3 is I radical 3. So my solution so far is negative 1 plus and minus I radical 3 divided by 2. Because 2 times 1 is 2. And this could be one elegant way to express the final answer. Got everyone follow me? For the continuation student, This is a repetition. The last part we studied in intermediate algebra. I know that. However, we have miscellaneous students. Okay, don't know exactly what is the your background. So that I need to explain again that part. Okay. Everything okay? Everything okay? Zoom up or
Yes.
zoom down? Okay. Good. 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 Okay. Okay. Let's do one more example. But in this case, I want to complicate a little bit because, for example, I put the equation, the quadratic equation. No, 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 in elegant way. No, 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 completely disorganized way. And you need to organize. Suppose this example. Suppose this example. Example 1, 2, 3. Suppose this. 18 x squared plus 2 equal minus 15 x. Wow, wow, what the hell? What is that? Okay, my question is quadratic equation or no? Yes or no?
In order to make it, you have to move 15x over, and then and on the
Yes.
right hand side it is 0.
Excellent, absolutely perfect. Yasmin say, it's a quadratic equation, but it's completely disorganized. In order to put in a standard, you move 15 to the left, and you organize in this order. This is power 2, now this is power 1, this is power 0, and right hand side 0. Que es the fantastic way que you are now in standard. Entonces now in this crucial moment, you can determine who is A, B, C. So you try to do here, you are in trouble because maybe you make a mistake. However, no. 18 is A, 15 is B, and C is 2. And you apply the quadratic formula. Minus 15 plus and minus square root 15 squared minus 4 multiplication by 18 multiplication by 2, que es C. Everything divided by 2 times 18. I like that way. I just replace the corresponding value into the variable, the coefficients, variable coefficients, A, B, C. Don't do any operation. Now I focus it step by step and the expression inside the radical. And of course, we're using calculator. Guys, I don't know if I say that in the first day, but in this subject, it's mandatory using calculator. What kind? No sophisticated calculator. I highly recommend TI 30X. Okay, this is cheaper. You can buy in Walmart. Office Max is only $12. Okay, this is scientific. It's important because now it's not super important. We can do by hand this operation. However, in the chapter 4, we will working with the special functions like exponential and logarithmic function that is impossible computed by hand. So it's mandatory to have, for a moment, keep in mind we need calculator. And we use a calculator anytime and do the test on paper and online. So you put 15 squared. I put in my calculator is, look, 225. And now multiplication. Multiplication what? Multiplication 2 times 4 is 8 times 18 is 144. And now subtraction, 81. And now square root 81.
Yeah.
You did that, right?
9.
9.
Yeah, it's a real number.
Yeah, it's a real number. Exactly. In this case, when the expression inside the radical is positive, it's real number. And by the way, in this case, the expression inside the radical is perfect square number, que es 81. So the answer is rational, not irrational. The negative 15 plus or minus 9 divided by 36. We come from 36, 18 times 2. In this moment, I highly recommend that you separate into pieces. Look, you separate minus 15 plus 9 over 36 using the positive sign, and negative 15 minus 9 over 36 using the negative sign. And we compute separately. Okay. In this case is minus 6, negative 15, plus 9, subtraction is 6, put the sign of the bigger number, get negative. And now, of course, as always, you have to reduce the lowest terms. Because 6 is divisible by 36 is divisible, divided by 6 top and bottom is negative 1 over 6. This is my first solution. And my second solution, well, this is negative 24, addition, negative 24 over 36. And when you reduce the lowest term, you can divide it by 12, maybe, yes. This is negative 2/3, negative 2/3, negative 2/3. Okay, entonces this equation is given at the beginning. Look, this equation contains two solutions. Solution set. Open the curly bracket and you listing, it doesn't matter the order, is negative 1 over 6, comma, negative 2/3, two solutions. Okay, the most frequently happen that the quadratic equation have two solutions. Not always happen, but frequently happen. Okay. Everyone is agreeing with this example. This example is clear. I bring another interesting.
It's clear.
This example bring me new situation. Example, what number? What number is 3, 4? Example 4 now. On example 4, bring me the situation in which you have fraction. Okay, this is already expressing a standard. Well, what is the only disadvantage or problem, no? Is that we have fraction, and this is crazy, totally crazy to say that A is 1, B is 1/3, and C is negative 2/3. I'm plugging in this fraction into the quadratic formula. No, hello, nobody do this way. Nobody doing that way. You can transform it. This is classical in algebra. Okay, you have equation. Okay, this equation is confusing. However, you multiply the entire equation by 3. Because 3 is the least common denominator, no? It's the only number that we have in the denominator. If you multiply everything by 3, when I say everything is 3 times this, times this, times this, and times this. 4 guys. We have 3x squared. And 1/3 and 3 is cancelled out. Look, it's only 1x. Minus, this minus, I repeat. And this is cancelled out again. Wow. And this equation is equivalent to the original equation. However, equivalent sake is 100% true. It's the same, but more clear. Okay, express it using only whole numbers. Or no whole integer number, right? Because it's positive or negative, it doesn't matter. And you now determine who is ABC in the new one. A is 3, B is 1, and C is negative 2. And you apply one more time the quadratic formula. Okay. Well, minus 1, because B is 1 positive, but the formula has a minus in the front, plus and minus, square root. 1 squared again, minus 4 times 8 gets 3 times c gets negative 2. Divided by 2 times 3. Okay. Now we focus in the expression inside the radical. Be careful with the sign. Be careful with the sign. Because we have here, on 1 squared is 1. But we have here double negative. This negative.
Okay. So I know that negative 4 times 2 is 12. And multiply that by negative 2, it'll give you positive 24.
Exactly. And together it's 25, no? Jasmine?
Yes. And the square root of 25 is 5.
Super. And 5 is nice. So now so far my answer negative 1 plus or minus 5 divided by 6. As usually, you separate in two pieces using the positive sign and the negative sign. Then minus 1 plus 5 over 6. And minus 1 minus 5 over 6. Okay, 5 minus 1 is 4 over 6. Reduce the lowest term because I know that this number is even. Divided by 2 is 2/3. This is my first solution. And my second solution is negative 1 and negative 5 together is negative 6. Divided by 6 is negative 1. Therefore, my solution set for the original equation, the ugly equation, that I don't like because I multiply the whole thing by 3, is 2/3 and negative 1. End the story. Everyone follow me? No problema? No problema? A ver, I want to hear opinion. Alex Manuel is okay? David is okay? Angelica is okay? Nicole is okay? Answer me, guy. It's okay. Do you follow me? No, no problema. The repetition, the thing you know. Maybe you need to practice a little bit. That is the reason I create the homework. The thing that you should do now is focus it doing the homework. Okay, when you don't understand something, you email me. When you email me, it's important. You ask me specific one question. You create a screenshot. In the email, you attach the screenshot. Okay? Entonces, Alex, is a little bit complicated because, for example, you see one homework, you don't know, you create a screenshot, you send it to me. I solve for you, perfect. I send the answer by email. However, when you open again this problem, Alex change the number, and the answer doesn't work. So now my recommendation is you save the question. So instead of put checking, you save. Now when you open, so you have the same number, no? Because the Alex is fantastic. Alex, I create the homework. This is the homework I create, and the test I create for you. But the students saw different number. It's the same objective, but a different numbers. I saw in my platform some numbers. Jasmine, for example, say in your computer another number. It's the same objective. We are doing the same, but it's different example. To make compatible the answer and the question, you need to make a screenshot and save before the. No, Nicole, no. Look, the thing is online. You are doing online. Yeah, I check it online. The thing is on paper. You receive by email. I receive your answer by email. No, you don't need to print. No. Don't complicate. It's easy. No complicate. Okay, let's do it now. Another topic. Let's do another topic. Is the topic of the radical equation. Radical equation. Remember, guy, this class is very, very intensive. We are doing too fast. Therefore, soon, I'm planning the test this Friday, pero no. The test is, so we have one entire weekend for doing. I will send Friday the test on paper, but you have the entire weekend for doing that, and you send me by email the solution Monday, okay, for the test one. So almost every week we have tests, almost, not always, but frequently. Equation, what a radical equation. Radical equation is easy identification because it's an equation that contains radical. Suppose the example one is square root 2x minus 1 equal 1. Suppose the elementary example like that. Well. How you solve that? When you apply one thing, okay, you know somehow, because you have, for example, square root something. When you square this, eliminate the square root. And this statement is true, but not 100%. I want to prove in your moment. Therefore, mandatory. In this kind of question, you have to check. You must to check. Checking what? The solution into the original equation to verification. Then you need to verify. Mandatory, verify. So, well, okay. So now, for doing that job, efficiency, I copy again my equation. Why I copy again? Because I keep the original for the crucial moment for the checking part. So now I need to manipulate. I destroy this. I square, entonces 2x minus 1 equal 1, because 1 is square of 1. 2x is equal 1 plus 1. I move this one to the right hand side like a positive 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2x equal 2. Therefore, divided by 2 both sides, x is 1. Okay, I finish. No, in the test I need to see. I don't see the checking part. No full credit in this question. You put a checking part. The checking part is easy. It's just plugging in that potential solution into the original equation that I reserved for this moment. I'm waiting for this moment that I need to check it in the original. So plugging in is 2 times 1 minus 1 should be, I claim this statement because sometimes it's true, sometimes it's false, equal 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. This part is 1. And the square root of 1. Go ahead.
The square root of 1 is 1, meaning the equation is true.
Exactly. Okay, the checking is true. That means that this solution is good. But you see now, and the example I prepare for you now, can not always happen. Okay. I prepare for you in the review package. I want to send the review package. I want to send today, and the second email I will send to you with the link of the YouTube video of this video that we are doing now. I will send to you attach the review, because my goal is doing the review or start doing the review the Friday. So Friday I finish the last part plus review. See, we don't finish the review, no problem, because we continue the review next Monday. I remember the test is due Monday, but at midnight. Okay, after the class at midnight. It's due both. It's due the test on paper, and you don't forget to submit the test online in Alex. Okay, example 2, very important. Look, pay attention. Okay, this is the classical example I like to put in the test. Something like that. Example 2. Suppose the square root x plus 8 plus 12 outside the radical equal x. Radical equation, second example. Okay. Entonces, I want to do something. Have to do some. Have we homework test online? Yes, I explained the first day. We have actually 8 tests, and we have 4 chapters. However, each chapter contains 2 tests, 1 on paper, 1 online. Okay. Well, when I explain this subject face to face, we have only 1 test, que es the test que I put in your hand on paper. However, this version, que is, you know, NDC Live, contain 1 part online and 1 part on paper. This is clear or no? Okay, I understand any mistake you have, you don't understand. I understand at least in the first test. Because I give you some opportunity, you turn into me late a little bit, but in the second no. In the second no. The second, yeah, you know that. Okay, focusing on the radical equation. Radical equation is a radical que contain, es equation que contain radical. Entonces now I need to keep the original equation for the checking part. I know that. And the first step I am doing is solve for the radical part. So you try to isolate that part. This is the reason I move 12 to the right hand side. Subtraction. Okay, isolate the radical. The radical stay alone. Now you square both sides. Entonces, when you introduce this square, you know a square root and a square undo each other. Now you FOIL that part because this is x minus 12 times cell. And you FOIL x times x is x squared. X times minus 12 is minus 12x. Minus 12 times x, again repetition because they are twin brothers. Minus 12x. And this together is plus 144, que es the multiplication 12 times 12, positive. Okay, now we combine like term, why not? This is minus 24x plus 144. The only thing I did was this and this together is lighter. So in this moment, guys, I realize that we are in front of the quadratic equation. What is the clue that give me is quadratic equation? This is quadratic equation. This guy indicate me is quadratic, but this quadratic equation is not already expressed in standard. Okay, so we have 4 terms and 2 terms. I prefer this stay in the same place, 24x plus 144. Yeah, I move x and a to the right, like a minus x, minus a. And here we have 0. Doesn't matter if you move to the other side. It's not important. The equation is nice. Inequality, no. Inequality is picky. But the equation is nice. You move it to the right, you move it to the left, no problem. Now 0 here. X squared. One more time, we combine lighter. This and this are lighter, 25. X. And this and this, it's also numerical part. This is, we combine, but why not? There are no reason to have 2 numbers separate. You condensing only 1 number, get 136 subtraction. If you feel more comfortable expressing the equation like that, it's okay. You interchange the term and nothing happened. And this is my equation. This is my equation that helped me to solve the radical equation. So I saw A1 B is negative 25. And C is 136. Don't be scared with the number because we have calculator, no? And you plug it into the quadratic formula. Okay. B is negative 25. However, the formula have a minus in the front here. Look, double minus become positive 25. Plus or minus square root negative 25 squared minus 4 multiplication by 1, que es A, multiplication by 136, que es 6, C. Everything divided by 2 times 1, que is just 2. Okay, so now we focus in the expression inside. The expression inside, look, is top expression. Of course, I use my calculator. I put in my calculator negative 25 square is 625. Minus, we have only one negative, okay? And this is 544. Multiplication, 4 times 1 is 4. Multiplication by 136 is 544. When you subtracting again, it's 81, nice. And the square root 81 is 9. And so far, we have 25 plus or minus 9 divided by 2. Okay, now I separate 25 plus 9 over 2 and 25 minus 9 over 2. 25 plus 9 is 34. Divided by 2 is 17. 17. 17 is my first solution. My potential. I need to verification. Potential. Potential what? Potential solution. And my second potential solution is 25 minus 9 is 16. 16? 16. Divided by 2 is 8. And this is my second potential solution. And that's it. No. So you leave it like that in the test, you have no full credit. Because you need to verification 17 and 8 into the original equation. Get this. And you see surprise. Surprise. The checking part, extremely important. Checking part, extremely important. Checking one by one. I know it's too long. This is not the point we are discussing. Suppose checking for 17 and checking for 8. 17 first. Square root. You replace x for 17. 17 plus 8 inside the radical plus 12 outside the radical should be 17. I claim that because I am not sure that this statement is true. Likewise, square root.
Okay, so what I got was combine 17 and 8, it'll give you 25, and the square root of 25 is 5 plus 12 equals 17. The first solution is true.
Excellent. This is true. The first solution is true. Super. Bang. I like that. And the second? I have no idea. Should be 8, right? Okay, I replace x for 8. Yeah, I do exactly the same thing. This is 8, no? So x is 8. 8 plus 8, 16. Square root 16 is 4. And 4 plus 12 should be 8. This statement is completely false because 4 plus 12 is 16. Is 16 no is equal 8. Therefore, this solution is wrong. And the only solution that we have in this equation is the only solution that we have in this equation is 17. That's it. 17 is the only solution that we have. Okay, this is extremely important, the checking part. What is the reason? The reason behind this is that when you manipulate and you eliminate the radical, this new equation is equivalent in between quotation mark to the original, pero no 100%. Entonces es sometimes, frequently, the most often situation that occur is that we have no problem. And when you're checking everything is true, but sometimes no. So you need to be aware for this situation because it's important. Okay. Okay. Let's move into another topic. It is about polynomial equation. Okay, another topic. Are you clear on the radical equation? I promise in the review packet we are doing more example. Okay? The radical equation, the key idea is a square. You eliminate the radical, but you need to verification. Let's move on to the polynomial equation. Polynomial equation. Specifically, and quadratic in form. Be careful, this is not quadratic equation, it's quadratic in form. I want to explain what mean that in a few seconds. Well, polynomial equation is equation que the exponent is always the exponent in the polynomial equation. The exponent is always whole number. Whole number means 0, 1, 2, 3. In other words, in other easy word, no fraction, no decimal. Example 1. Suppose x cubic minus x squared minus 2x equals 0. And we have to solve this equation. It's important to say, when you recognize it's a polynomial because the exponent is 3, 2, and 1. However, the degree. What is the degree? The degree is the higher exponent. The degree of this equation is 3. Therefore, this equation contains 3 solutions. 3 solutions. This is classical. And only in polynomial. Polynomial have this characteristic. The amount of solution is exactly the same, the degree. And the degree of the equation is the higher exponent. It's 3. We have 3 solutions. This idea is not valid. See, the equation is no polynomial. It's another kind of equation, no polynomial. Entonces, this characteristic is invalid. You see in quadratic form que is completely different. Quadratic form is completely different. Pero polynomial, yes. Polynomial is nice. Polynomial, you see degree is 3. Oh, 3 solutions. When you finish my problem, I get in my hand 3 solutions. Okay, so what should I do? Well, factorization. Factorization, you apply your idea, you apply your knowledge of the factorization. GCF, trinomial, binomial, factorization by grouping. I want to recall this idea que I suppose que you know in intermediate algebra, but I reinforcing again this. Okay, I can see, remember the first thing you should do is GCF, greatest common factor. The GCF in this expression is equal x. Because I saw that we have x here, and x here. At least one x is common, and this is my GCF, greatest common factor. I factor out x. Stay x squared minus x minus 2 equal to 0. I finish the factorization? No. Now trinomial. I separate into parentheses, factorization trinomial, I put a variable que es x, and the combination que open the door is 2 and 1, I guess so, right? Because 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 minus 1 is 1. What sign? What sign? Different sign, of course. Negative 2 and positive 1. Equal to 0. Wow. Do you remember well factorization trinomial? Or you don't remember? This is important that you remember in this subject, factorization trinomial. Okay, I am sure that my student continuation remember very well this, I suppose, no?
I think what you have to do is you FOIL the.
Exactly, to verify, good. Jasmine say, if you want to make sure that this factorization is okay, you focus in that part, and you move backward, and FOIL, x squared plus x minus 2x minus 2. And when you combine that term, okay, 1 positive and negative 2 is negative x minus 2. And we come back at the beginning. Look. Okay, this is the way to checking. One way to check it. Okay. Now this is important moment. In this important moment, we apply one thing, it's called it zero factor property. What mean that is when you have several factors equal to 0, it's because the first factor is 0, or the second factor is 0, or the third factor is 0, or everything is 0, or everything is 0. Because 0, si at least one is 0, is 0. Entonces you separate the polynomial equation in 3 linear equations. The first solution is 0, the second solution is positive 2, and the third solution is negative 1. Okay, therefore the solution set for this equation is 0, 2, and negative 1. Doesn't matter the order, guys. You put 0, 2, negative 1, or negative 1, 0, 2, or 2, 0, negative 1. The order is not important because we are talking about set, and the set have no order. It's just the same in different order. This matching perfectly with the idea that we expect. That we expect 3 solutions because the degree is 3. Got it? You understand this or no? Sure? Polynomial equation we're doing now. Polynomial equation. Polynomial. Example 2, polynomial. X cubic minus 3x squared minus 4x plus 12 equal to 0. This is polynomial, yes or no? Poly.
Yes, it's a polynomial.
Exactly, it's a polynomial. But remember, poly not necessarily is the when the exponent is a whole number, right? Suppose I put it here intentionally to confuse you 1/3. It's a polynomial.
Not a polynomial anymore.
Anymore, because the exponent are
it's a fraction.
Exactly. No fraction, no decimal. Whole number, just a whole number. Okay, entonces this is polynomial. And what about degree? What is the degree? What is the degree of that polynomial?
3.
3, degree is 3. How many solutions we expect when you finish?
3 solutions.
3 solutions. Very well. So now we apply your knowledge about the factorization. Yes, I suppose in this case you factorization by grouping. How do you know it's grouping? What is the clue that give me idea it's grouping? Because we have 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is grouping, 3 is trinomial, 2 is binomial, and general GCF is the general idea. In this case, no GCF. Well, GCF is 1. You factorization by grouping, for example, you select the first couple, and you select the second couple. And the first couple, you find the GCF, que GCF is x squared, I guess so. Open new parenthesis, we have x minus 3. Okay, I did the factorization only of the blue bar, using GCF. And using GCF in the red part, the GCF is 4 and 12, I suppose it's 4. And the challenge is, I factor out positive 4 or negative 4. According to my experience, I suppose that negative 4 is better. Look, this is x minus 3. Let me check it just in case I make a mistake or not. So I factor out negative 4, and negative 4 times x is negative 4x, and negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. Good, this is good. I am happy also because the factor x minus 3 is repeated again here and here. If it is repeated, I can factor out one more time. Open the last parenthesis. Inside the last parenthesis, I copy this guy and this guy. Okay, this is coming here, and this is coming here. Makes sense, right? I finished the factorization. No, because I saw that we have a difference of a square. And so I want to recall the formula. The formula is a squared minus b squared is equal a plus b times a minus b. It's a formula for the difference of a square. Therefore, I break it down. Well, this I bring down, but this in two factor. Okay, it's x to 2 plus or minus. Doesn't matter the position where it's plus or minus. Okay, so one more time, I apply the zero factor property. Nice. We have three factors. The first one is x minus 3 equal to 0. That means that x is 3. Or x plus 2 equal to 0. X equal minus 2. Or x minus 2 equal to 0. X equal positive 2. And the solution set for our polynomial equation is 3, negative 2, positive 2. Exactly we expect. We expect 3 solution because the degree of the equation polynomial is 3. Any question, guys? You remember a little bit factorization by grouping? Yes or no? All right, let me checking. You are sleeping or you are here with me? Okay, Angelica is yes, I remember.
Still here.
Okay, I remember. Okay, one more example. One more example we have. Okay. Let me erase the bar. Erase the bar. Well, we have another weird example 3. Polynomial equation. Yes, Eduardo Flores. Example 3, wow, is x cubed minus a equal to 0. This is weird. This is a polynomial, yes or no?
Yeah.
How many solutions we expect? When we
3.
finish? 3 solutions. Degree 3, 3 solutions. This look like a difference of cubic. Let me recall. Difference of cubic factorization is a minus b, the formula. A squared plus ab plus b squared. This is a formula for factorization any difference of a square. Okay, in this case, the cubic root of x cubed is just x. Okay, this look like similar to our a in the formula, no? And the cubic root of a is 2. Okay, is b in our formula. So now the factorization of this difference of a square, this is difference of cubic, sorry, of cubics. Formula, that one. Is one short parenthesis and one long parenthesis because in the short we have binomial, in the long we have trinomial. Specifically in our example, a and b is x and 2. So it's x minus 2. Look, similar to this. And this is x squared because it's squared the first, que es a squared, plus multiplication both, 2x plus squared the second, que es 4. 2 squared 4. Entonces this is trinomial, but this trinomial I explain, when I explain different of QE, I know that this trinomial is always prime. Always, I guarantee you 100%. And what is the reason it's prime? It's prime when the solution is complex. Okay, so we cannot factorization by hand here. No, impossible. Why? Because it's complex. How do you know it's complex? Well, okay. One possibility is, you know, it's 2 and 2, professor. No, it's not 2 and 2. So one way to verify that the solution is complex, compute the discriminant of the quadratic equation is b squared minus 4ac. Si es negative, it's complex. Pero no necessarily do separately. No. Actually, I have no clear. I separate this equation in linear equation. X is equal to, at least we have in my hand one solution. And we have the quadratic equation here. Okay, maybe, I don't know, I know it's impossible because come from, for a different QE, this trinomial is always prime. So the only possibility I have of the solution of this equation is using the quadratic formula. A is 1, B is 2, and C is 4. Let's do it. Entonces, the formula, quadratic formula. Okay, plugging in. Es minus 2 plus and minus square root. B squared is 2 squared minus 4 multiplication by A gets 1, multiplication by C gets 4, divided by 2 times 1. Okay. Wow, what the hell? Okay, what is that? Okay, let me see. Let me erase that part. Boom. This is 4 times 1 times 4, no? Because C is 4, no? Yeah, C is 4. Okay. Let's focus on the expression inside the radical. 2 squared is 4. Minus 16 is negative 12.
And with a negative and with negative 12 being inside the radical, it's going to render an imaginary number.
Absolutely. It's I radical 12. Y I suppose, Yasmin, que 12 is possible simplification a little bit because 12 is 3 and 4. And square root 3 is nothing, but square root 4 is 2. So actually, the best way to express this idea is 2i radical 3. Do you follow me? Everyone follow me? Okay, there's a radical 12, but I have no idea. 12. What is 12? 12, there are many ways to visualize this. 12 is divided by 2, prime factorization, 6, 2, and 3. Wow, look at that, a couple of 2 represent 1, 2 outside. That is the reason I put 1, 2 outside, and these 3 stay inside the radical. Now, so far, my solution is negative 2 plus or minus 2i radical 3 divided by 2. Can I leave it like that? No, of course, no. I split this common denominator, of course, because I want to separate to see much better the real part and the imaginary part, because I know that these solutions are complex. Entonces, negative 2 over 2 plus or minus 2i radical 3 over 2. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Plus or minus, and 2 is cancelled out. Also, I radical. Entonces, how many solutions in total we have? How many? Let me see at the beginning. I am lost. Too long. Complicated problem. Well, we discovered here one real. Okay, the solution set is 1 real, que es 2, comma, and 2 complex, que always happen, que the complex is coming by pair of conjugate, plus and minus. Entonces, you can write like that if you want. -1 plus and minus I radical 3. 1, 2, 3 solution. You can write like that, or you can write like that. -1 plus I radical 3, comma, -1 minus I radical 3. You can separate always. Well, no, you can, if you like. But if you put condensing using that symbol, plus and minus, okay for me. I understand very well this idea.
Excuse me, Professor, does it matter what order we put the numbers in?
It doesn't matter.
Because Alex, and by Alex, sometimes it makes a difference.
No, I don't think so. Okay. And Alex, I suppose que don't understand that way. Using plus and minus. So you typing separately and you separate by comma. Pero the order is not important. The order in the solution set is not important because what is the idea for the set? Set is the collection of the number or the object in general. Entonces now the order is not important. Suppose que you have ABC element is equal, doesn't matter the order, B, A, C. Because you consider set like a thing. You have 3 people, Maria, Jose, Juan. Doesn't matter que you put
No,
Maria.
so Alex would probably want ABC. That's just the way Alex thinks.
Entonces, try to answer your question is, in Alex mandatory, you put the answer separated by comma. And the order is not important.
It's comma. I see. Okay. Thank you, Professor. Thank you.
It's equivalent. It's equivalent set. So you write, for example, in that order, look. It's a little bit stupid, but it's okay. -1 plus I radical 3, comma 2, comma, -1 minus I radical 3. Entonces, Alex, a set, should be a set, this answer. However, in my test, no, I am a little bit flexible. I have said this because it's the contraction, no? It's the contraction. It's exactly like English, you say does, not, or doesn't. Right? It's equivalent, right? It's the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, guys, I suppose it's too much for today. Entonces, waiting for me in few minutes when I send the link of the video. I will send also the review because my plan is Friday.